You watched part 1, and if you did, something happened to you after that video. I know it did, because it happens to everyone who genuinely absorbs that kind of information. You went outside, or you lay in bed that night, or you sat in class, at work, on the bus, and your mind kept drifting back to the pitch, back to that one move that felt like it was made for you, back to that moment you kept replaying where a defender took the ball and you finally understood exactly why. That is not just motivation. That is your football brain waking up. And today we are going to feed it something even more powerful than moves. Because here is the truth that part 1 did not tell you, and I held it back on purpose. Knowing a move means nothing if you do not know when to use it. Think about that for a second. You can practice the elastico for 100 hours. You can nail the Cruyff Turn in training every single day. You can execute a perfect roulette with your eyes closed. And then you step into a real match. The crowd is there, the pressure is there, the defender is there, and your mind goes completely blank. Not because you forgot the moves, but because nobody ever taught you the situations those moves were built for. That is what part 2 is about. Not just the what, the when, the where, the why. The real match intelligence that turns a player who knows moves into a player who wins games. Stay with me for the next 15 minutes, because what you're about to learn is the difference between a footballer who looks good in training and one who looks unstoppable on match day. Let us start with something that will completely change how you see the pitch. Every single moment in a football match falls into one of 3 situations when you have the ball and a defender in front of you. The first situation is open space. You have room, the defender is at distance, you have time. The second situation is closed space. The defender is tight, you are under pressure, time is running out. The third is transitional space. The game is just changed. A turnover, a quick throw-in, a goalkeeper distribution, and neither you nor the defender is fully set yet. Most players treat all 3 situations the same way. They just react. They just do whatever feels natural in that moment. But the elite players, the ones who consistently beat defenders at the highest level, they have already decided what they are going to do before the situation fully develops, because they recognize which of those 3 situations they are in, and they have a move that belongs to each one. That is the framework everything in today's video is built around. 3 situations, specific moves, real match context. Let's go. Situation 1. Open space. You have received the ball with the defender 5 to 10 meters away. You have a second, maybe 2, before they close you down. You have options around you. You have time to think. This is actually the situation most beginners struggle with most, and the reason surprises people every time I say it. Too much time creates too much thinking. When there is pressure right on top of you, your instincts take over and you just react. But when you have space, your brain starts processing everything at once. Where are my teammates? Should I pass? Should I dribble? What if I lose it? What if I try something and it goes wrong? And while all of that is happening, the defender has closed the gap. The space is gone, and now you're in situation 2 whether you wanted to be or not. So here's what you do in open space. You use the body feint, but not to beat the defender immediately. You use it to gather information. Drop your shoulder one direction, watch how the defender responds. If they're aggressive, they'll commit hard and open space on the other side. If they're passive, they'll barely move, telling you they're disciplined and you need a different approach. 1 body feint, 2 seconds, and you now know exactly what kind of defender you're dealing with. From there, if they committed, you go immediately. Accelerate into the space they opened. Don't hesitate. Don't do another move. Just go. If they stayed passive, now you use the step over, because a passive defender is waiting for you to make the first real move. The step over gives them a false first move. They react, and in that reaction, you find the truth. Open space is not about explosiveness. It's about reading. And the body feint followed by the step over is your 2-part reading tool in that situation every single time. Now let's talk about the most common situation in football. Situation 2, closed space. The defender is right on top of you. You have less than a second. Your back might even be goal. Teammates are calling, the crowd is loud, everything is happening all at once. This is where most players panic. This is where the ball gets lost. This is where confidence quietly dies over time if you don't have the right tools. But closed space, as terrifying as it feels, is actually where the most decisive moves live. The first closed space move is the drag back. Remember what we said in part 1, the drag back is a patience move, and patience in closed space feels almost impossible, which is exactly why it's so effective when you pull it off. Here's the real match situation. You receive the ball, and a defender is immediately in your face, closing hard, arms wide, ready to pounce. Your first instinct is to force something, to kick it away, to panic pass. Instead, plant your standing foot, sole of your other foot on top of the ball, drag it back slowly and deliberately, just half a meter. Let the defender's momentum carry them forward past you. And now you have what you didn't have 1 second ago. Space. Not a lot, but enough. And in football, enough is everything. From that newly created space, now you have choices. Slide a pass, drive forward, set up another move. The game has opened up from what felt like a completely closed situation. This is why I said in part 1 that the drag back is a lesson of patience, because the player who stays calm in closed space doesn't just survive that moment, they control it. Practice this specifically with someone pressing you hard. Feel the pressure, feel the instinct to panic, and then choose patience instead. Do it enough times and it stops being a choice, it becomes a reflex. The second closed space move is the Cruyff Turn, but used in a very specific way that most people miss entirely. Most players think of the Cruyff Turn as a wide player move, something you use near the touchline when you're shaping to cross. And yes, that is one application, but in a closed space situation, particularly when your back is to goal and a defender is tight behind you, the Cruyff Turn becomes something completely different. It becomes an escape route. Here's the real match situation. You're a striker. Ball is played into your feet, defender is right behind you, pressing your back, arms on your shoulders almost. You shape as if you're going to lay it off to a teammate to your right. The defender relaxes slightly, thinking the ball is moving away from danger. And then, Cruyff Turn. Ball dragged behind your standing leg, body rotated. Suddenly, you're facing goal, and the defender is behind you facing the wrong direction entirely. From a position of zero threat, you just created a shooting opportunity. This is the genius of Johan Cruyff. He didn't just invent a move, he invented a way of turning nothing into something, of finding danger in situations where defenders thought they had everything under control. Use the Cruyff Turn in closed space. Use it when your back is to goal. Use it when the defender thinks they have you figured out, because that moment of confidence in a defender, that tiny moment of relaxation, is the exact moment the Cruyff Turn was designed to destroy. I want to stop here and share something personal with you. The first time I truly understood situational dribbling, I was watching a match and a player did something so simple it almost looked like a mistake. He received the ball under pressure, dragged it back, let the defender fly past him, and then calmly played a 10-meter pass into space. Nothing flashy, no elastico, no Cruyff Turn, no highlight reel moment. But the effect was devastating. That pass led directly to a goal, and the defender who flew past him, a strong, fast, experienced player, looked completely foolish. And I remember thinking, that player didn't beat the defender with skill. He beat him with understanding. He knew what the situation was, he knew what the defender wanted to do, and he made one simple decision that was perfectly calibrated to that specific moment. That is what today is really about, not just adding more moves to your collection, but understanding which move belongs to which moment so deeply that when the moment arrives, the right decision comes out of you automatically. That is real football intelligence, and it's available to every single one of you watching this right now. Situation 3, transitional space. This is the most undervalued situation in football, and the players who master it are the ones who seem like they're always in the right place at the right time. Transitional space happens in the moments between moments, when possession changes, when the goalkeeper kicks long, when a throw-in is taken quickly, when a corner is cleared, and the game resets in a split second. In these moments, defenders are not set, their shape is broken, their communication is disrupted, their concentration has a tiny gap in it, and tiny gaps in football are enormous opportunities. The move builds for transitional space is the acceleration burst combined with the nutmeg. Here's the real match situation. Your team wins the ball back quickly in midfield. The opposition defenders are still recovering their shape. You receive the ball in a half space with one defender between you and goal, but they're flat-footed. Their legs are slightly apart. Their weight is on their heels because they weren't expecting the transition to happen this fast. You don't need a step over here. You don't need a body feint. You need to read the stance, see that the legs are open, commit completely, and push the ball clean through. Then accelerate, because after the nutmeg, there's always a moment of shock from the defender. They freeze for half a second.